The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the set of my show, The Right Side. Doug Billings here. I've got something today that is absolutely huge. In fact, in 5 years of doing this program, I don't think that I recall anything as big as what I'm about to explain to you. Something that President Trump has done that is the singular most important thing I think that has ever been done by an American president in our country's history. Yesterday's Day of Giving. It was an initiative straight from President Trump himself and pure genius on multiple levels. A pro-family powerhouse move that is going to supercharge the lives of children for generations and our midterms right around the corner for the conservative movement. Let me tell you how I think this is going to benefit children and pull voters in from all walks of life to the right side. Every demographic that you can imagine. Latinos, Asians, whites, blacks, Generation Z, whatever. I'm talking about the Trump accounts. And I love that name. Trump accounts. Trump account. Every time you say it, a liberal head explodes. Trump accounts. The Dell family's bombshell news and donation and investment is the right word to use. $6.25 billion pledged to kickstart the Trump accounts for millions of kids, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's just why Trump is so good at marketing, at PR, and at branding. This isn't just charity. It is not. This is a game changer for American families. Republicans, I think, are going to ride the wave of this to and through victory in 2026 midterms. I'm going to give you this won't take very long. I'm going to give you a step-by-step explanation because how this was built, the future, it'll all show that the right side is the winning side. The conservative movement is the winning movement. First of all, yesterday, December 2nd, was the Day of Giving. President Trump declared it the kickoff for a nationwide plan to get businesses, philanthropists, and everyday patriots like you and me involved in boosting American families through his Invest America plan, okay? Now, this is all about giving back, creating opportunity, making sure every child has a shot at not only chasing, but actually getting the American dream. And under the radical liberal leadership that we've seen in this country, the American dream is becoming more of a myth than a reality. Making sure every child has a chance to not only chase the American dream, but to actually obtain it. No more handouts, by the way, from big government. The handouts and the entitlements that the big government radical left movement in this country give out, I want to be very clear. The radical left Democrat Party in this country, not even the radical left, the mainstream Democrat Party in America is the party of slavery, literally. They invented it, they founded it, they wanted it. It birthed the Ku Klux Klan. And since they can't get away with physically chaining people up today, what they do to keep people enslaved is to give them free stuff. Here's free housing, free food, free this, free that. Don't worry. Sit on your porch, drink your whatever, your adult beverage, and they have no motivation and no opportunity. And it's really disgusting. It's evil. It's immoral. The way that the liberal policies and movement, the sense of entitlement, has enslaved millions of people, earning nothing for themselves, nothing for their families, nothing for their futures. So what Trump is doing and what he has announced is smart because it is compounding growth that rewards hard work and savings. Anybody in America has the right and the ability to chase the American dream. Every opportunity in America is available to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, contrary to popular belief of the liberal mantra. The star of the show yesterday, aside with President Trump, with these Trump accounts, I'm going to say it a lot because liberal heads blow up. officially launched as part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. All of this was included in that. Now they've got some of the rubrics and the methodology of this worked out, so they announced yesterday. Think of these Trump accounts as trust funds for every American kid. Tax-deferred investments accounts that give our children a financial head start. Almost makes you wonder, why didn't somebody think of this sooner? Well, because they're not President Trump. These accounts that will grow until they're ready to build these kids, until they're ready to build their own lives, their own future. President Trump called it out loud and clear the other day. This is about turning, listen, this is important. It is about turning every newborn American baby into a future millionaire through compounding interest in the market, the free market, not socialist entitlements. We are giving people now what some people until now have thought was available only to the people who are already rich. We're going to make kids rich. Folks, this is MAGA economics at its finest. I mean, putting money in the hands literally of people, not in the pockets of bureaucrats. Now, let me zoom out and talk about the pledge from the Dell family, what it means. Michael and Susan Dell, God bless them, the brains and the money behind Dell Computers, in case you're from Raytown, Missouri and didn't realize that. They stepped up big time, gave $6.25 billion, and it will fund, that money will fund 25 million Trump accounts with a $250 each seed money amount. Now, right away, people out there who are filled with Trump derangement syndrome, when I say they get $250 of seed money, there are some people out there possessed by one of Satan's favorite demons. Do you know what that demon's name is? Cynicism. And they're possessed by, well, $250 is nothing, Doug. Nothing is going to happen. That's what a joke. Really. You're really possessed by cynicism. It's not some vague promise. It's not some targeted action. The Dells are focusing on children 10 and under who are born before January 1st, 2025. Let me tell you, I'll get to the math. President Trump is also delivering a federal program. So the Dells, $250, their contribution into 25 million Trump accounts, okay? Now, Trump also has a federal contribution amount of $1,000 of federal government money that is reserved for the babies who will be born between and through 2025 through 2028, all right? Now, get this. They're prioritizing the families who get this by zip code, targeting household income in zip codes with income below $150,000 a year. If you were, targeting that amount, that zip code, every zip code in the country that has a median household income of $150,000 or less, folks, that's 75% of every zip code in this country. That means urban areas, rural areas, diverse communities, the suburbs, cities and farms, and everywhere in between all get to participate. And if there's money left over after the initial rollout of this, then it could get bumped to kids who are over 10. Okay? Now, you want to talk about inclusion? This is inclusion done right. It includes everybody. I mean, as long as you're an American. It's not the left and their divisive identity politics. This is opportunity for all American kids. Now, let's break it down, these Trump accounts, because how it works, it's important. This is where the rubber meets the road. Starting July 4th in 2026, next year, and isn't that patriotic? Starts on July 4th next year, parents or guardians will be given these accounts with the seed money in there, okay? Now, parents and guardians can add to this through a link that the Treasury Department is going to release soon, okay? A portal, okay, where you can manage your kid's account. Any kid who's a United States citizen with a United States Social Security number is eligible to have one of these, okay? No strings attached there. Now, the federal side will kick in $1,000 for qualifying kids, newborns. But with the Dell amount also added in, that means millions more kids with $250 seed money. Now, once the accounts are open, families can add up to $5,000 a year, okay, in private contributions. So, grandma and grandpa, the kids got a birthday. Mom and dad have saved up a little bit of money, so this year we're going to put $200 into that account. Grandma and grandpa are chipping in $300. Aunt Susie and Uncle Dave, they're going to pitch in. As long as $5,000 a year, okay, private contributions can go into the account. My gosh, they've even got it set up so your employer can contribute every year $2,500 towards the $5,000 total. If you're from Raytown, Missouri, again, $2,500 is half of $5,000. Now, they've thought of it all. And again, why hasn't someone thought of this before? The money gets invested in low-cost index funds, or ETFs, that track the powerhouse benchmarks like the S&P 500. That means this money is invested in American companies. It is compounding interest. It's magic, folks. It's beautiful. It's real. Imagine this, with maximum contributions every year. Say you got a kid 18, they get the $250 seed money, they get the $1,000 federal money, whatever. Let's just start and use the $250. Parents come up with a maximum $5,000 every year, okay? Let's assume what percentage of return? Let's assume a conservative return of investment, 6%, okay? That amount, by the time the child is 18 years old, will be $191,000, almost $200,000. Do you know how life-changing that is, ladies and gentlemen? That's money that would pay for college, down payment, or if not buy their first starter home, starting a business. Life-changing, and it's all tax-deferred, meaning no taxes on the growth of that money until you use it, until you pull it out. Now, you've got to pull it out for approved uses. You can't just yank it out anytime you want, and there are protocols set in place, okay? When can you cash in? When can you take the money out? When the child reaches 18 years old. The accounts are locked until that. You can't even use the money for emergencies. So they want you to enjoy the growth of this money without being tempted to take it out. At 18, it converts into a traditional IRA account that has flexibility. You can withdraw it for qualified purposes, okay? So education, obviously one of them. Use it to pay for your college education. Down payment, as I said, on a house. Maybe you want to start a business. All those and more. There's more of them, but those are the primary ones. But you also have the option to leave it in there and let it continue to grow and compound the interest. So by the time someone is 50 years old, you've got over $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. President Trump is creating millionaires in demographics where it was often thought that no one would be unless you were already born a millionaire. And don't confuse this with entitlements. This is not free money. This is smart money. Teaching financial literacy to children from the cradle on up. Michael Dell himself commented on that part of this. It teaches kids about the markets, about compounding interest, about savings, strengthening communities and families, one family at a time. If you're worried about affordability, and you should be, what an answer this is to that. Why is this a huge win for America? Because it's Trump flipping the script on poverty versus opportunity. He's given the big to poverty and say, enough of you, we're going with opportunity. No more welfare traps, ladies and gentlemen, no more. These accounts will empower families to build wealth. And as I say, for too long in this country, we've used those words, building wealth, only in reference to people who are already wealthy. This is for all people. And for us as conservatives, it's midterm gold. We can hit the campaign trail now saying, look what Republicans have delivered. Billions of dollars for your kids' futures. Not endless taxes, not sitting on the porch all day with entitlements that enslave you. This is pulling voters over to the right side, to the conservative movement, because we can show results. The left and the Democrat Party, the Communist Socialists, all they have is rhetoric. Look at them. They have no rudder, no direction. The only thing they can do is hate on Trump, and everything he does, they must resist. That's their only option because they have no message. They have only rhetoric. Republicans have results. And this will countermeasure and help save the pattern of ruined lives that have been purposely caused, by the way, by the entitlements put in place by Democrats. They've created generations of porch sitters who have no motivation because they have no opportunity. These programs are Republicans, and they are proving, again, without a doubt, evidence of the obvious is sufficient. They are proving that we are the party of prosperity. And prosperity can never, and it never does, and it never will, reside in socialism or communism. This is how we extend and build our tent. We win the hearts and the minds of the people with this, and we crush not only poverty, but the radical left socialist agenda in the midterms. The Day of Giving is not just a one-off either. It is the beginning and the spark of a new movement in America. Ladies and gentlemen, the tax perks alone of this thing are a gold mine for us. Deferred growth means more money in your pocket instead of going back to the federal government. And with all of the investment tied into American companies, it builds our economy from the ground up. It's not pie in the sky. It is proven market power. Compare it to the liberal programs. Endless debt. No growth from the liberals, just dependency. Trump's way right here, wealth creation that lifts everyone up. Everyone gets a chance to build wealth. Imagine the enormity of that. And think nationally, our GOP strengths. Seriously, this is a GOP Republican initiative. No more complacency over here. This is the way forward. This motivates, and it motivates not only people to want to be Republican, it motivates people to vote. It motivates people to get out and vote Republican. The Day of Giving is going to snowball into trillions of dollars for America's future. For your children, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, follow me. Share this. Let people know about this. It's important. Follow me over on YouTube at The Right Side, Doug Billings. If you want to contribute to the show, I never charge you for the show, by the way. You must know that. I never charge you to watch this program, but it costs money to produce it. If you want to contribute, DougBillings.us. If you want a personal message for the holidays, Christmas is coming up. I'm over on Cameo as well. If you want a personal message from me, I'm happy to do it. Find me on Cameo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this thing together. Believe it. What a day. What a movement. What an event. Trump accounts. Trump accounts. Liberal heads exploding in the distance. Believe it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the set of my show, Doug Billings. Hey, my good friends at EMP Shield, that's electromagnetic pulse, in case you're from Raytown, Missouri. Electromagnetic pulse could wipe out your home electrical system, could wipe out your vehicle. And thanks to the radical liberal agenda that was put forth under Administrator Biden and Vice Pretender Harris, there are lots of people in this country who want to do us harm. And maybe an EMP device would be their chosen weapon. But EMP Shield gives you a device that can protect you. This little baby here goes on your home outlets, a computer, a router, whatever you want to protect. And then they also have a larger model like this. You can still hold it in the palm of your hand that goes on your vehicle battery so that you can get out of trouble from point A to point B. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug, ladies and gentlemen. Save yourself. Save your property. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug. We're in this together, folks. Believe it. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.